Welcome back to another episode of War of the Visions with the Ultimate Chi. I'm making this kind of late night with my old phone recorder because I couldn't sleep because I felt like I gave out some misinformation about Duane because I didn't watch the YouTube video on him before I kind of gave him my judgment of yeah, I'm gonna skip him um because it's limited double cost unit. Uh, So I didn't think I did him justice there. I'm gonna hopefully do him a little bit more justice again in this short video. Then again, to me, short could be like 20 minutes. Who knows? But yeah, for supposedly he's a fan favorite for FFBE. I never played it, so I don't have that attachment. But he does seem very strong. I would say worthy of being a double cost unit. Um, where he has the ability to and not big fan of the limit break, but the ability to remove re-res, and his disable ability is AoE. So some new information that I didn't know from just reading this article that I learned from the video is he has a AoE disable, which is pretty strong. Which means he would have to run High Faith, and he has AOE slash attack up on top of defense piercing for just himself, which is an insane buff uh, to slash units, dark slash in particular. So to give him credit where he's due, he does have some pretty insane buffs, and AoE disable is gonna be a nightmare to deal with in arena. But I still don't think he's really worth it. I gave him the rating of double cost unit, so did some quick math: 600 shards, 50 shard. For a regular unit, 50 shards is it's 50 per shard. For a double cost unit, it's 100 per shard, so you're looking at 600k. I mean, you're looking at 60k. I believe you get 200 of the shards for free. I think you get 120 from from here, from doing the quest after you pull him, and then I believe you get another you can get his shards from the Chocobo, and you can get his shards from logging in. I believe you can get 50 shards from just logging in with him. Right there, so there's 50 shards from logging in with him. So let's say that's 170, and then let's say you can pull let's say you got the rest of his shards from Chocobo, right? This is Chocobo for close to 2 weeks. For Kane and Rosa, the Kane Rosa Cecil one, oh, that one's actually, it was triple, so not too fair to count that one. But let's compare that to the Christmas Masher and Christmas Ramada one. I think based on Chocobo, I've probably gotten a good, let's say 30 to 50, right? Let's be generous and say I gotten 50 shards. That means I get 100. That means I get 220 shards for free. 220 shards for free. Let's say it's 200 for free. That's still 400. That's still 40,000 Visor that you have to spend. An extra 20 shards, I guess you minus out 2,000, so that's 38,000 Visor you need to spend just to max this character. I'm not even counting what you need to spend to pull him. Which I think is decently, it's a little bit more pricey, but it's not like double. So you do get him at a decent discount, because regular units cost about 30k to max out if you don't have any kind of bonus or anything going for it. So here only costs you 38k, which is a small bonus, but you kind of have to have his UR vision card, otherwise he's going to be somewhat gimped. And this UR Vision card, if you watch my last video, I kind of crapped on the UR Vision card as well, because this basically looks like a this is basically Vow of Love with 15 magic resists. Right, so this is a buff version of Vow of Love if you're not using it for him. So basically, the slash attack, I'm expecting it to be 20. The attack up, I'm expecting it to be 30, just because it can't be 50, because if it's 50, then it's straight up power creeps Ifrit, so that's not happening. Obviously, if it was 50 attack plus 20 magic resist, then yeah, I recommend that to everybody, but it's not. I think it's going to be something like 30, maybe 35% attack up, and then 15 magic resist, 20 slash up. And I think the bestow ability will give him 20 or 30 dark attack up, whatever the case is. I don't think you should pull this card to begin with, because unless you have him, right? You will only pull him if you only pull this card if you have Duane, because otherwise it's a slightly better version of Vow of Love that's gonna cost a ton to level and isn't really worth it for the 5 slash resist and 15 magic resist. But if you have Duane, it's a different story. So let's say you have Duane and you want to max out this card. Basically what that is it's another 275 there's another 275 shards you need to max, so that's plus 50. Let's say it's 300, that's 15,000. So that's still and then let's say you get the card the cheapest way possible, guaranteed, which is you pull the step up, assuming there's a step up. So that's another 10k. So 10k plus 15k to max the card. These are rough estimates. So that's 25k on top of the 38k that you're gonna need to they're gonna need to pay to max just him. So my previous estimate was 85k, because but I neglected to mention that you are likely to get like 200, maybe 230, 240 of these free. So that number dropped down to 38k plus 25k. You're looking at 63k just to have everything maxed. Just to get the card maxed and get the unit maxed. I'm not even talking about like pulling the unit, all right? Double cost units generally have a really crappy pull rate. So assuming you get him, you need to burn 36k Visor to max out everything. So I don't see that coming. And basically, my reason for skipping him or recommending I skip him is now is just not a good time to have this unit, right? Like, you might be a huge fan of FFBE, but now is just not a good time to have this unit. Because look at this. Dragoon and Viking, and then a slash type attack. Geez, guess who else is Dragoon and Viking and can tank? Kane. Alright, and he's not, and we already got him. People already have him maxed. So I don't, like, he's not replacing Kane, right? If you have Kane, pulling him is kind of redundant, because Kane's got Viking, Kane's got Dragoon. So you're really pulling him for his main job, which is what you should pull, which is basically the main gimmick for every character anyways. But basically what I'm trying to say is this guy coming out at this time is super awkward for a double cost character, and it's limited global release only. Because not only did King just come before you, so now that made you redundant. What comes after you is the 1 year anniversary, possibly with Yuna. And Yuna counters dark types. Yuna has Dark Slayer with her with her holy. So it's like, oh man, you're wasting all this money to be somewhat strong for maybe 2 months. And I'm saying 2 months liberally, and you're not that strong, right? Let's put it that way. Like, I don't care if you're super god tier, which I don't think this is. I would say he's pretty top tier unit, which all the double cost units are pretty top tier when they first come out. But let's say you're god tier, right? You're god tier for 2 months. I can just avoid you on arena because I'm not the only one thinking this. There's gonna be a ton of people not pulling him, so I wouldn't have an issue avoiding him in arena. So the only time I'm forced to fight him would be in class matches. Good luck getting him to work, right? At 500 costs, you're not gonna make him work. Let's just put it that way. Because what are you gonna use to support him if he costs 100, right? Not a lot. There's a reason you don't see too many Super Sterns or Gilgameshes in the last class match. I mean, occasionally there were Gilgameshes running double Quicken Federica, but if you're gonna run Gilgamesh, you gotta run Phoebe, and that was the only way that like Phoebe was what made Gilgamesh runnable. So I don't see him being used in class matches either. Albeit that AoE disable is insane, right? Especially since there's no resistance to disable right now. So I would say like tank wise, he would be a stronger version of Agrius, and Agrius is A to S tier. Agrius is, I would argue, the best tank out there, even better than Warrior of Light because of all the status effects you can infect. But this guy, disable is not dodgeable or resistible, and he has a master ability that gives hate. That's insane. Like this not master ability, support ability, and we still haven't seen his master ability yet. And we also haven't seen his TMR. Like his TMR and master ability could be also super god tier. But then again, you look at Gilgamesh's TMR is actually pretty good if you proc the special effect, the haste effect, the quicken effect. But Super Stern's TMR is kind of trash. This guy, the only reason I would pull this guy is if his TMR and master ability are both god tier. And even then it's hesitant because Yuna's coming out. Most players are saving their money for Yuna now. So they're not using their money for him. And like realistically, the only situation in which this guy is going to be worth it is if he can one-shot Yuna at level 99 versus Yuna at 120. So he's 99, he one-shots Yuna who's 120. That would be the only situation where I see this guy being a recommend pull, right? Because, like I said, EX job's coming up, Yuna's coming up. Kane was right before him. Kane has two of the same jobs that this guy has. So makes him kind of redundant. Like why would you go for him after you just got Kane, right? And then and you decide to give him a special vision card. It's like, oh man. Like I feel like the vision card is just more reason not to pull him. Because it's like, if I pull him now, I gotta go for the vision card, right? Conclusion, watching the video didn't change anything. Like, it makes me think he's a cool unit. There's still more to be seen, like his master ability and his TMR. So, I should reserve judgment, but realistically, based on the timing of it coming out, the cost that it's gonna cost to max him, and Yuna coming in the future, I have to say this is a pass, and I'm even saying that as a super whale because even as a super whale, I'm not really willing to spend to get this guy, and I'm willing to spend to get Victor. I'm willing to spend to get Luartha. So hopefully, if I pull him by accident along with Luartha, fine, I'll raise him, albeit begrudgingly, but I don't feel like I'm gonna chase this guy. But again, it's me. Like, I have this really nagging perfectionist OCD going on. Playing this like a collection box, so I'm very likely to pull him. I'm very likely to chase, but to my future self, don't pull this guy. It's not worth it. All right. Like I said, the only way he would be worth the investment is if he can one shot Yuna. especially because Yuna has that recover ability, making her insanely difficult to kill if you can't one-shot her. So yeah, he's meant to be he's meant to throw off the meta, but it's PvP meta. I just have to avoid you like that. That's not that big of a deal. It's not like Agrius where he's everywhere. Like I think one, people are already drained from FF4, so drained that like people aren't even using Mashiri or Ramada. So I don't think people pull the Christmas units. I don't think they're gonna pull him either. I'm just gonna be honest. But yeah, I haven't seen everything from him, but yeah, I think it's a hard pass. All right. I just wanted to make this video to clarify because I didn't watch the Hiroki video before. Now that I did watch it, still a pass, but at least make a video that does him a little bit of justice explaining what he can actually do. Insane support abilities, insane tanking potential, very, I would say very mobile with the support ability. Insane ability that has AoE disable. His magic infuse ability also reduces people's AP, which is pretty cool. But like when you do all those things, it can't reduce AP by a ton. And realistically, I don't see magic infuse being that big of a game breaker in terms of removing the re-res. Like I said, people are likely to die to re-res before they get revived. I mean, before this will actually ever kill them. So you have to figure out the AI to make sure you use this on the guys that have revive. I just see like people that having re-res die a lot earlier than this gets cast on them. But even then, like, cool abilities, cool character. I would totally pull if it wasn't double cost. And not right after Kane and right before Yuna. Yeah, I think he's gonna be a hard skip for almost everybody. But I am looking forward to seeing what his kit does. So alright, that's it for today. Thank you guys all for tuning in. Have a great day.